Are you ready to hoist the colors? Now, time for the most in-depth look at the world of ECU athletics. Welcome in to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Now, here's your host, Stephen Igo.
All right, welcome in to this edition of Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game. It is Friday, September 1st. We are 1 day away, 24 hours away as this airs from kickoff inside the big house between East Carolina and Michigan. Joe Sampson is with us. Philip Pilkington is producing / trying to figure out some camera stuff because he's doing it all these days.
Yeah, he does it all.
I mean, this man, what do y'all call the jack of all trades? Is there like a good nickname for that on the football team? Or I don't know. Should we just call him, forget the referee. Let's call him the specialist because I just feel like he's just –
I like it.
I just feel like he's suddenly – he may not be elite in one area, but he's suddenly strong in several.
Yeah, that's what Houston always said, that a jack of all trades is a master of none.
There you go.
Yeah. I've definitely not a master of anything. You have not mastered this producing thing yet, that's for sure. Struggling there a little bit, but we're working out the kinks. I appreciate the compliments, guys.
Hey, you're doing a great job, Specialist Philip. By the way, stand by because we're going to get into this roundtable discussion here shortly. We got to finish it off. We made our schedule picks on – all the days are messed up. So the schedule was Tuesday, right? Did we predict?
Yeah, yes,
Tuesday.
Days are really messed up. We're a day ahead / behind.
We're in the future and in the past.
The time is eluding us. Luckily, the lights have stayed on thus far through this show.
Knock wood.
Dang it. We are 1.5 minutes into the show, Stephen.
I know.
Why would you say that?
I know. I'm struggling, guys. But I'm excited. We're a day away from football. We'll be in Ann Arbor. At least I will. You guys, I guess, are staying behind?
Yeah, I'm behind.
I got to go, man.
I didn't get the nod.
The game is starting in 24 hours. I'm stuck here.
I'm already starting non-travel again.
Right.
Got to work back up the food chain over.
You're on, your scout team right now.
I guess so.
You're doing the job, man. All right, we're gonna make some game picks later. We're gonna make 6 college picks. What we're gonna do on each Friday show is pick against the spread, which Joe can do now because he's no longer a student athlete. He's just a student working on his master's degree.
Yeah.
So you can legally do this. We'll get Philip Pilkington in here later to do that as well. So we're going to make picks against the spread for college football. Then once NFL starts, we're going to make picks against the spread for that as well. We're going to do a handful of games in each week. So the standings could get out of hand quickly if one of us is bad, which there's a good chance all of us are bad when it comes to picking against the spread because this is a hard thing to do. Mm-hmm. We also got our roundtable discussion we'll get into here in a minute. But let's talk ECU Michigan. We're closing in on kickoff. The Pirates still a big underdog. The line hasn't moved a lot despite Jim Harbaugh's absence, despite the offensive coordinator's absence as well. As we near kickoff, Joe, just any better gut feelings about this game? Are you starting to drink the ECU Kool-Aid, or are you getting a little bit more nervous for ECU? Kind of your feelings.
My credibility is kind of being challenged here. I'm starting to lean more towards Michigan just as you get closer to it. Towards game day, you kind of feel that way, and it's no slight to any of the Pirates in the locker room. And I understand if you have to put this up on the team meeting room board here, Coach Houston, but I start to lean more towards Michigan. I think it kind of turns into more of like a 42-21 kind of bout. One of those things just because, we heard both coordinators yesterday, and they talked kind of at length that, like, you got to control these things. You got to play a flawless game to have a chance. And when you hear those things, it kind of creeps into your mind that you're kind of nervous. You're kind of respecting your opponent a little too much, and they just want to let it fly and throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, I have several concerns. And, for obvious reasons, like I could go position by position. Nothing is ECU. This is more – I think it's important for people to realize. I'm not saying ECU doesn't have a chance in this game, but I've seen a lot of people say, well, ECU competed well versus State and South Carolina, and they did.
Yeah.
But this is like a different animal.
It's a whole different animal.
I think not only are you on the road, Joe, but, like, for me, the line play is the biggest difference. Like, those teams don't have 5 draft picks up front.
No, and they had 3 starters who were returning this year and went and got 3 huge starters in the portal, 2 from Stanford, and then that big left tackle from Arizona State.
Yeah.
So, they just went and got more size. And it's very rare that you find a team that's done so well and does all these different things so well to get to the CFP semifinal and go, okay, we weren't good enough after we won the Joe Moore Award. Let's go get another set of transfer guys so they can kind of rotate with depth. And ECU just doesn't necessarily have that kind of stopping power, I guess is the best way to put it, with a defensive front that's kind of smaller, moves very well, but doesn't necessarily two-gap and stop the run that way.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is this is the defense built on doing some different things, versatility, more speed, I would say, than power. So how does that play out on Saturday? We had Bobby Harward on Thursday's show. We kind of got into, do you play aggressively defensively and maybe risk giving up the big play, or do you kind of sit back and try to react? And then that way you might get ran over. So and Blake Carroll said yesterday that you have to play them different ways. You can't just line up and do the same thing the whole game. So what are your thoughts on how ECU should potentially try and approach this defensively?
Defensively, it gets difficult because the first thing, and Houston is a huge proponent on it, is stop the run. If you don't stop the run, you can't stop anything. But at some point also, you have to respect those receivers who are on the outside, and J.J. McCarthy's an NFL quarterback. We've heard that now for the last month and a half after everything, just with the coordinator change and all that. But the difference is ECU has this kind of X factor where they have so much stuff on tape. Michigan can't possibly prepare for it all, even though you have 2 weeks, as you put it in air quotes, to kind of prepare for your opponent. I mean, ECU has done so many different packages and so many different pressures out of so many different looks that can give them the edge, but also this is a NFL coaching staff that has experience kind of facing these messed up looks and all these ghosts, as Sam Darnold once referred to them. Yeah, I'm still hurt. But those are the things that kind of separate these huge programs from kind of the, not lower end, but the lesser end of these Power Sixes, as we call them.
Do you think that the offensive coordinator not being in the building is a big deal, a little deal, a no deal? Like, what's your feeling on that?
So it depends. And the reason I say it depends is it depends on the day. I mean, Coach Kirkpatrick spoke when they were at the coordinator press conference about how he always has a play ready. Sometimes he's a former analyst who's now promoted to play caller for this week. He's from ODU, and he's had some great things on paper. But is he prepared to kind of have that fourth down play like in his pocket ready to go if the game calls for it? Or is he ready for the sudden change and he needs to call a big shot here or a screen after a turnover? And that's just kind of the things that come with experience for any coach and any coordinator.
My thing is that if ECU can get them in third and medium, even third and long, obviously, then maybe it becomes a bigger deal. Because at that point, as a play caller, you have to be – you got to be a little bit more creative. You can't just line up and run your base stuff or, what's going to overpower ECU. Because we know ECU is very exotic on third down. I mean, they do as much as anybody in the country. And, I think that it's just a matter of can ECU put themselves in that situation is the big question. All right, we'll get more into the Michigan side of things later on. We'll get Joe's take as well on the offense, what to expect there. And we'll also make our picks against the spread here shortly. But let's get into our roundtable discussion before it eludes us again, because we got some fun stuff to talk about. We'll bring in Philip Pilkington for this as well. So we all had ECU going 7-5 overall. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah,
So-
we did. The only thing that was different is I was picking a loss against SMU where you guys had a win, and I had a win against Navy, and you guys had a loss there. But we were all at 7-5.
All 7-5. So the one thing that means is ECU will not go 7-5. You can take that to the bank. That's your Anson Belt lock of the week. We do have that coming up later in the program as well. I still got to figure out what my lock of the week is going to be. But we'll have that in our next segment. So coming up. All right, guys, season predictions. This is our roundtable discussion, and I'll basically kind of name a category. We'll all give our take on it, and we'll start. We'll start with Joe for this one. Most starts at the quarterback position for an ECU player in 2023. We all know Mason Garcia would be the favorite, but is it going to be Garcia getting the most starts, or is it Flynn, or is it somehow Raheem Jeter?
I still think it's Mason Garcia. I mean, the upside is too high. The ceiling's too high, even if the floor might be lower than if you start Dr. Flynn, as we like to refer to him. Mason's just got that X factor, that arm. He's a big mobile guy who can kind of create plays that Flynn doesn't necessarily get the same opportunity to do at his frame. So I still lean to Mason Garcia. We could see some Raheem Jeter in kind of a different situation. I know there's not cupcake games, but with a Gardner-Webb or something like that, you could get him some experience and start to feel more comfortable with him, even though he's a true freshman. So I still lean Garcia, but I wouldn't be surprised if Flynn or Raheem Jeter gets at least one start.
Philip?
I do have one question for Joe before I bring this up. Do you think Jeter appears in more than 4 games, or do you think he's redshirted?
No, I think he redshirts.
Okay.
I think if you have these two kind of veteran tandem quarterbacks who have experience and don't need the extra year, you still redshirt them.
All right. Yeah, that's what I figured. I was hoping they didn't use him in too many games, but yeah, I'm going to agree with Joe here. I'm going Mason for sure.
I'm going Mason as well. Yeah, I think Raheem, a good line for him would be, I would say, over under 2.5 games. I mean, you could say 3.5, because he could play in 4 without burning his red shirt. But I would say 2.5 based on kind of how they've played it in the past with Mason and Flynn. So, screw it. Let's do it. Over under 2.5 games Raheem Jeter appears in. Joe.
I'll take the over.
Philip.
Over. Yeah, I'll go 3 games, so over.
I'm going to go under. I'm going to say
Ooh.
2.
All right.
I'm going to say he makes an appearance against Gardner-Webb and makes an appearance in conference play 1 game. So that's my pick. All right, rushing leader. And this is a wide open one. Like if I was setting the odds in Vegas, I don't even know who would have as the favorite. Obviously Rajay Harris, but he's coming off the ACL. Marlon Gunn, Javius Bonds, the possibilities of freshman breakthrough, Gerald Green. So we'll start. I say let's mix it up. Let's start Philip here.
Sorry, I was making the spreadsheet. What was the question? I'm making
man.
sure we've got all this documented. I want
specialist.
to be able to refer to this in 8 weeks from now.
Look,
and
for,
see where we're
for
going.
those who can't see, Philip has like 18 monitors in front of him behind the glass.
Plus
So
the 2 TVs on top of the 18 monitors.
yeah, there's a lot going on back there. So the question is rushing leader for yardage, East Carolina 2023.
Oh, I'm going Rajay. I think if it's not Rajay, this season's going to be a bust.
Ooh.
He's got to be the rushing leader.
Ooh.
Joe?
I take the grown man, Marlon Gunn. He just can't find the end zone, but he finds yards.
Grown man Marlon Gunn. I don't know if I want to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to say Javius Bond
All right, fair
leads
enough.
this team in rushing as a true freshman. And he may only have like 50 carries by the end of the season, but I think he's going to bust some big ones.
Yeah, 100%.
Will ECU have a 1,000-yard rusher? I don't think Javius Bond gets to 1,000, so I'm going to say no. Joe, do you feel differently with your boy Gunn?
No, 1,000's a lot. I mean,
is.
the only running backs to do in the last 5 years were, I think it was Keaton for 3, and then I don't even know if Raji hit it that
just
first
Keaton.
year. It's just difficult to do. So I lean to no.
Philip, do you think ECU has a 1,000-yard back?
No, I think they use too many backs, which I think it's a good thing. I think we don't have a 1,000-yard back in a good way because I think 3 or 4 guys will consistently see playing time.
I think those are all fair. I would say definitely the favorite would be there not be a 1,000-yard rusher just due to the depth of the backfield. All right, receptions leader for 2023 ECU football. This is, you could go several directions here. We'll start with Joe. Who do you feel like is going to be the receptions leader?
Got to put me on the spot, huh?
You do have a lot of experience in the inside receiver
Yeah,
room.
I do, and that's why it's so hard to pick. Probably Jalen Johnson. I think he gets the ball too much out in the slot, and just the ability for the tight ends to also be in the blocking game kind of limits them as far as how many catches they can get in a year. So I lean to Jalen Johnson.
A part of me really wants to go Shane Calhoun. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if they're going to throw to the tight end enough.
That's where I was torn right there.
I mean, come on, Donnie. Throw to the tight end. What are we doing?
Always.
If Shane got enough targets, he would be up there. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of sneakily considering Jari Patterson, too, with the hype I'm hearing and, the fact he's going to play a lot. But I'm going to go with the safe pick. I'm going to go Jalen Johnson. I think the slot in this offense traditionally catches a lot of passes, as you well know, Joe. You were a slot demon in practice. So I'm going Jalen Johnson, receptions leader. Philip.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on the Jalen train here, Jalen Johnson.
All right, going with that, receiving yards leader can be different. You could have a big play guy like a Josiah Hatfield. Could he be the receiving yards leader? I know there was 1 year CJ, I think, led in yards, and Tyler Snead led in catches. So do y'all have a different receiving yards leader? We'll start again with Joe.
Josiah Hatfield. His big play upside is just too much there. His speed is too much for a lot of corners to cover in man, and even when they play like that one zone over the top, he still just kind of gets over that. So I still lean Josiah Hatfield for the overs on yards.
I'm gonna go Jalen Johnson, leads the team in receiving yards as well, just to have a different answer because I was also gonna pick Josiah Hatfield. So let's go, Philip.
Well, dang, I guess I guess we can't go 3 here, at least. And thanks for going the other way, Igo. So I will stick with our original pick and go for all of us and go Josiah.
All right, there you go.
We'll put an asterisk next to that one for you, Igo.
That's fair. All right, last question for our break. Will ECU have a 1,000-yard receiver? And so really, are we going to – is Josiah Hatfield going to get there for you guys? And is Jalen Johnson going to get there for me? That's the big question. A lot of this comes down to volume. Is the wealth being spread? Is the go-to guy emerging? Does it turn into the Jalen Johnson, Josiah Hatfield show? We'll start with Joe. Yeah, we'll put the pressure on you again.
Oh, God. I lean to no, and the reason is the same thing with the running backs. It's kind of like backed by committee almost. The receivers are the same way. So I don't think anybody gets enough production where they only have one 1,000-yard guy. I think it's like 2 or 3 800 or 700-yard guys who kind of foot the bill in different ways. So I say no.
I'm going to go yes. I'm going to say Jalen Johnson gets there. Phillip?
I'm going to go no. Yeah, I think the wealth is spread. I think Calhoun is involved more in the passing game than past tight ends have been. But I think Jerry Patterson's going to have a lot of yards. I think Tyler Savage is going to play a big part in this offense, as well as whoever kind of lines up with that. I think maybe Brock Spalding will have a handful of receptions on the season. And I think in a good way. Same way as running backs. No, we're spreading the wealth too much.
Now, I would love for my boys in the slot room to prove me wrong. I want that to be known. Shane, go out and do 1,100 yards just to prove me wrong. I'm all for it.
They're listening to this right now as they get on the tarmac and head to Ann Arbor. They're wanting to punch Joe in the face and make him a tackling dummy. But, hey, that's why we're here. We're here to provide motivation to your guys, and we'll see what happens this season. A lot to and I did pick 1,000 yards for Jalen Johnson. I just want that to be known, so don't get tackled out of practice. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We will do some defensive picks, also some special teams picks in a positive light. Will ECU return a punt for a touchdown for the first time in 20 years? We'll talk about that on the other side. Hoist the Colors, 94.3 The Game. You're listening to it. We'll be right back.
A huge selection of new Toyotas is ready to go at Greenville Toyota. Rush in for the one you want before it's gone. Camrys, just $269 a month. RAV4s, ready to go for just $289 a month. Now at Greenville Toyota.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
At GoEco, we don't just supply the office space. We create solutions for any environment. Our state-of-the-art commercial-grade video display is perfect for watching film with the team. From film study to the field, elevate your game with GoEco.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience.
Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
New Toyotas are ready to go at Greenville Toyota. Shop a huge selection with new inventory arriving daily. Don't see what you want? We'll find it or order it for you. Plus, fresh trades are rolling in and ready to go for delivery today. Rush to Greenville Toyota.
Everything you need to know in the world of ECU athletics. This is Hoist the Colors with Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back into the program. It is Friday. It is September 1st. We're less than 24 hours away from kickoff, and we're continuing with our roundtable discussion. Joe Sampson is in studio, former ECU tight end / new analyst for Hoist the Colors and 94.3 The Game, asking the hard-hitting questions at press conferences. Good job.
Yeah, Donnie K was really thrown off when he saw me in there, though.
He was. But, hey, you asked him and Blake a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you just got to get one out to Coach Houston?
Yeah, people keep stealing my idea, so
Right.
I don't want to ask the same question because you know how he is. He doesn't like the same question.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. So at least you're avoiding that. Philip Pilkington is behind the glass with his 17,000 monitors he's producing. And we're going to make some game picks here. We may do our Anson Belt Lock of the Week in this segment. We'll actually save that for our next segment. But we're also going to continue with our roundtable discussion, which Philip is also keeping track of, the specialist himself doing his thing. We did offensive picks last segment. Let's flip to the defense, guys. Tackles leader in 2023. Last year it was Julius hard-hitting Wood. This year, will it be Julius Wood again, or are we picking somebody else? Joe is under the pressure. He's the former player, so we'll throw it to him first.
This is a tough question because it also depends on like personnel and just who's out there more. Because I want to lean Jeremy Lewis. I feel like he's always in on every tackle known to man, but I probably will take Julius because I'm allowed to because I'm first. So I take Julius Wood.
Julius Wood is the pick for Joe. He'd probably be the betting odds favorite. I want to think about this one a little longer, so I'm gonna flip it to Philip.
I see what you did there. I like the edge guys, but I think they're going to split too many reps. I'm going to stay in the linebacker room. I'm going to go Taylor Jackson.
Okay.
I like that.
I think last year, I think both middle linebackers were like second and third behind Julius Wood. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe they were. So that's why I'm going Taylor this year.
Part of me really wants to pick B.J. Davis.
Oh.
But I just don't know if he's going to get enough reps.
Right.
He had 94 tackles last year for South Carolina State, and that was with a broken thumb. I'm going to go Taylor Jackson as well because I think he is the bona fide starting Mike linebacker. I think he's going to play that role the whole year if healthy. So I'm going to go Taylor Jackson. I think Julius Wood right there, though. Sacks leader. We'll continue with some defensive talk here. Who leads the Pirates in sacks? I believe last year it was Jeremy Lewis. Is it going to be Jeremy Lewis again?
I want to take Jeremy, and this is no slight on Jeremy, but I got to go with a guy who's a little unknown to kind of the people at home. I'm going to go with Jack Powers because just the ability, if they're both on the field at the same time, they got to slide to one of them, and that's where I think kind of Powers may come free a couple more times than Jeremy. So Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack Powers. I'm going to go with a bit of a dark horse as well. I'm going to go J.D. Lampley. I think him playing on the edge more this year. He has trimmed down a little bit, a lot of it, I should say, because he's very, very thin. But I think that's going to help him as a pass rusher, maybe not as much as run defense. But I'm going to go Lampley. He's been in on those third down packages. Also, sneaky pick, Sam Danka. I'm not going to pick him officially, but if he gets enough reps, could be the guy. Philip, who you going?
I think Danka drops too much in coverage to win the lead in sacks. So that's the reason I'm going Danka. Joe took mine. I'm going Jack Powers. I really like what I saw from him last year. Really enjoyed getting to know him. He's such an interesting dude, and I think he brought a lot to the table when he transferred in from Nevada. I'm going Jack Powers.
So none of us picked Jeremy Lewis, who is definitely going to end up leading this team in sacks, just because none of us picked him. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And I would say he's probably the favorite, honestly. I mean, he is coming off surgery, though, so I do expect Powers to get some more reps as well. But the good news is I think you got actual multiple pass rushers this year that we have not seen in the past. You know, Jack's made a lot of improvements this offseason rushing the passer. All right, most interceptions. Don't even know who led in this category last year. I know Wood had 2. Maybe Malik Fleming had a couple. He's gone. So who do y'all have leading this team in picks? We will start with Joseph.
Of course you do.
Yep.
That's a difficult one because it's going to depend on probably who starts at corner. And we use starter as such a loose term in a Mike Houston kind of rundown, as he put it so eloquently in the depth chart press conference rant. I'm going to take this is a crazy one now, so stick with me here. I'm going to take the Campbell transfer.
Okay, Jonathan Jones.
I'm going to take Jonathan Jones. Want to make sure people knew who he was before I said his name. I'm going to take Jonathan Jones.
3. I think he had 3 for last 3 for Campbell last year.
Yeah.
Good player.
Mm-hmm.
Really, definitely a guy that if you don't follow the program, you don't know at this point. So, good pick. So Tegan Wilk was a theft master in high school. The problem is he going to be playing run defense too much? Oh man. Give me just give me Julius Wood. I'm not going to overthink it. He's going to be back playing a lot of deep safety, so I'm going to say he gets 3 or 4. Philip.
I'm going to go a little bit different of a route here. I'm going to go with the North Carolina transfer. I'm going Tamir Brown.
Ooh,
okay.
That's a good one too.
Good pick. Good pick.
Just to confirm here, sorry, because I was doing my research. We have Wood from IGO. Who'd you pick, Joe? Sorry.
Jonathan Jones.
Okay, Jones. All right, thanks. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just trying to make sure I got everything.
Do what you got to do, specialist.
It still amazes me B.J. Davis had 5 interceptions as a linebacker for South Carolina State last year. Like, insane. That would be insane if he could somehow repeat that.
With a broken thumb.
Yeah, with a broken thumb. If he could somehow repeat that at ECU, the Pirates will be in business. All right, a couple more categories here for special teams. Will ECU return a punt for a touchdown? So here's the deal, guys. ECU, as a football program, has not scored a punt return touchdown. They have blocked a punt for a touchdown, but have not scored an actual return since 2004. Travis Williams did it against the Memphis Tigers, a 69-yarder, nice return against Memphis for that touchdown. Back in 2004, Malik Fleming got close last year. Dwayne Harris was tripped up like 5 different times. It's a curse that needs to be broken. Don't even know who's going to be returning punts this year. They've repped a bunch of guys, but will it happen? Joe, you're up.
I'm going to go with no, and the reason I say that is because the refs love to call us for holding or clipping. I think it was Tyler Snead back in 2020. We were at Temple, ran one all the way back to the fake fans in the stadium with the paper cutouts, and they called clipping or blindside block, I think it was, and Miles Berry did a drive-by. So I'm going to go with no because the refs always have it out for ECU.
That's completely fair because there have been a lot of big returns called back. Philip, go. I'm saving mine for last.
Oh, okay. Cop out over here. I think because of the fact we have no idea who the punt returner is going to be, nobody's got an idea, makes me lean towards yes, because it seems like when you've got that guy returning, it never happens. But when you least expect it, it does happen. So I'm going to go yes.
You know, I'd be crazy if I picked them to return a punt against Michigan. So I'm not going to do it because that would be asinine.
It's his lock of the week. We're running a punt back, baby.
Lock.
The first punt return in 19 years is going to happen at the big house. No, but I am going to say the Pirates will break the curse. They will return a punt for 6 in 2023. I've predicted it every single year. It never comes true. This is the year.
Now I want to change my prediction because it sounds like you're the ultimate jinx.
Yeah, we've got a chance here to double jinx it, so one of them will come true.
True.
All right, in the second one, will ECU return a kickoff for a touchdown? This has actually been somewhat of a regular occurrence. Josiah Hatfield last year. Tyler Snead did it a couple times. Lance Ray did it against App State in like 2012. So this is a viable possibility. Will ECU return a kickoff for 6? Joe?
I say yes. I mean, you cited him. We know him. We love him. It's Josiah Hatfield. The speed is unmatched. If he gets a single crease, I don't know how many he could hit.
Philip?
Yeah, I'm going to go yes as well. I have faith in us. However, you never know what those zebras are going to call. So
that's true.
I'm going yes.
I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna say the punt return is the only. I'm gonna say the Pirates do block a punt for a touchdown this year and return a punt for a touchdown. It's gonna be craziness on punts,
but no kickoff.
No return. Kickoff return.
Okay.
All the focus is going in the punt this preseason. I'm just making things up as we go along to make the segment as fun as possible. And let's go with a category I don't even have here written down, but I'm just going with it. Will ECU kick a game-winning field goal and make it in the final, let's say the final minute, I would say. Probably
go ahead or winner.
Yeah, go ahead or game winner. Will that happen? And will the Pirates make it in 2023? Joe?
Heck yeah. I don't even need to go on a full rant for this one. I believe there's only so many times that the football gods can decide otherwise. The luck changes this year.
Hey, we had one against BYU last year.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ugly, but it went through.
It looked
You
like
know
a
what they call
dying
an ugly
duck.
win? A win.
A win. I wonder where you're going there.
No such thing as an ugly win. It's a Mike Houston quote.
That's true.
There you go. I'm going with yes, we do kick a game-winning field goal, but I do believe we also miss a game-winning field goal.
Oh, come on, man. What are
I'm
we
gonna say the kicking gods still hate us. I think we have 2 attempts and we go one for 2.
I'm going to say no. Pirates are going to win every game by double digits, so no need.
Pirates by 90.
Pirates by 90, starting in the big house. All right,
15-0.
There's our round table picks, and we'll see how stupid we look at the end of the year. That's my goal. You know, we want to be smart, insiders, whatever. We got a former player here who knows everything, and yet we're gonna have all these picks wrong at the end of the year. How are we on time, Phil? Do we need to get a break in?
Yeah, I said we go ahead and take one just to because if we start something new, we'll go way too long.
That's fair. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll have our Anson Belt Lock of the Weeks, and we'll also pick some games against the spread, and we'll have some fun with that. You're listening to Hoist the Colors, 94.3 The Game. We'll be right back.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Just because voice-over IP telephones are the latest technology in the telephone world doesn't mean they're the right choice for you and your business. Whether your internet provider is unable to support a voice-over IP phone system, or you don't have a need for high-tech features and simply want to stick with a traditional system, Spain Telecom is here to help. Spain Telecom offers a variety of services to keep your business connected and competitive. We're confident we can find the right phone system for you and your business, a system that addresses all your communication needs. Looking for a new phone system that won't break the bank? In addition to new systems, Spain Telecom also offers gently used systems that are in great shape and can save you money. No matter your needs, Spain Telecom has a solution for you. Whether it's voice over IP, on-premise systems, new or used, give us a call at 252-353-2006 and let Spain Telecom help you with your communications needs.
Pizza? Ooh.
Yes. All pineapple.
No.
What's wrong with pineapple on pizza?
I only eat pizza with pizza things.
That makes sense. Pineapple is a pizza thing.
Also makes sense.
Is it though?
This tastes great.
That we agree on.
Let's agree to agree. Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes great.
Can't you just pick off the pineapple?
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
We're live with Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game.
Hoist the Johnny Roger!
Now, back to Hoist the Colors.
Welcome back into the show. It is Friday. It is September 1st. We We are back live on Hoist the Colors, nearing game day. We just finished our roundtable discussion, and now we're going to make some game picks. But before we do that, we're going to have our Anson Belt locks of the week, because multiple people are making lock of the week picks. By the way, last week, lock of the week, it hit. I don't know what that was, but that's the sound of the lock closing. I picked Jacksonville State in their first FBS game to defeat that team they were playing. I forget who it was. Conference USA team. Do y'all remember? Jacksonville.
UTEP.
El Paso. That's right.
Yeah.
They
The
beat
Miners were struggling.
They beat the Miners. Jacksonville State, lock of the week. Joe, you were close to hitting yours. Louisiana Tech. You got the Louisiana Tech win. You went win and over.
Single game parlay.
You should just gone win, but go big or go home, right?
I've said it once, I'll say it again. Life is always too short to bet the under, and I believe in the over.
That's completely fair.
Give me a lower third that just says overs club.
Who wants to pick an under? Like, that's just not
It's
fun.
not fun.
Not
Unless
fun,
it's
though.
Navy.
That is true.
Navy, Army, overs only hit once in the last 25 years, I think it was, and it was last year.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when we already know your pick for week 14 of the college football season when no one else is playing. All right, our Anson Belt locks of the week. Lock of the week presented by Anson Belt and Buckle. Are you game day ready? Visit AnsonBelt.com/ECU and check out their great collection of holeless belts, including ECU officially licensed buckles. Anson Belt and Buckle, the official belt of ECU athletics. We got the Sweet Mason Garcia ad running in between our commercial breaks often right now. All right, guys, my Anson Belt lock of the week. I'm not going out on a limb here, but I feel strongly about it. ECU has not been shut out since October 4th, 1997 against Syracuse. That is a span of 312 football games. The Pirates will score. They'll score multiple times on Saturday in Ann Arbor. Not sure what fashion, maybe a safety and a field goal, maybe a field goal and a touchdown, that punt return, of course. And they will extend their non-shutout streak to 313 games. Lock it in. Pirates get on the board. Maybe it'll be enough to win. Maybe they win 10-7. We'll find out later in the show when we make our picks. Joe, Anson Belt lock of the week.
Can I get a tight shot here? Appreciate it, Philip. Shane Calhoun, first Pirate touchdown of the season in the big house, silent. Lock it.
Will it happen on the first drive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, start.
I'm talking Shane Calhoun slot fade over their little sophomore nickel and just moss him, throw the ball up in the air, 15-yard penalty. Houston's losing his mind, and the big house is silent.
All righty. Wow.
For the record,
don't add all that.
We're sticking just with the Shane Calhoun.
Yeah, just the touchdown.
Calhoun feels like the last dude to get a penalty.
Yeah, no. He's always quiet.
I need him to come up with something better than his little dance last year. I mean, come on, Shane. What are we doing, bro?
That's what he does. That's his thing.
So he's going to bust that out in the big house?
Oh, probably. No, honestly, knowing him, he'll probably just do something like quiet, hand the ball to the official, and just like run off.
Barry Sanders.
He's a robot.
Yeah, Barry Sanders style. By the way, I go setting the. It's weird. See, I go setting the bar really low. Right, we're gonna score. We're gonna score. It might be a darn 1 point safety where they snap the ball over their own PAT holder's head and it goes out of the back of the end zone and we score 1 point. It's the only way you could score 1 point in a game. And then Joe, you got Joe out here predicting who's going to score the first touchdown.
I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting something else.
Okay. Yeah, so
go big or go home.
I'm going to go in the middle. And ECU, according to Action Network, our team over/under for total points is 6.5. I'm locking in the over. I think the Pirates do score a touchdown.
There you go.
And unlike last year against State, they make the extra point at least. And I'm taking over 6.5 for the Pirates.
That still hurts, Philip.
Sorry.
So Pirates are going to have some points.
Points for sure.
Like. If they get shut out, we're all going to like idiots.
Bet the over.
That. All right, so good picks there. Anson Belt lock of the week. Appreciate their support of the program, and we'll continue that each Friday. This has turned into a fun show. I don't know if people listening are having fun, but I'm having fun. I think our Friday shows are going to be the best all year, at least in our eyes. Let's get into our game picks, guys. We're going to do this each and every week. College and pro. Of course, we only got college this week. No pro games until next weekend. So we got 6 college games. We're picking them against the spread. according to what's I believe Caesar Sportsbooks have. Either way, Michigan is a 36-point favorite against East Carolina. That is a lot of points. Michigan, though, has crushed its opening teams in recent years. Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't know. I feel pretty good about East Carolina covering this spread as they get closer. I'm thinking 42-17. Michigan tacks on a late touchdown to pull away for good, but that would be well within the 36. So I'm going Pirates cover on the road. Joe.
I go the same way. Pirates cover on the road. There was a saying way back when, good teams win, but great teams cover. And remember that. I have 42-21 probably in the same way you do. Michigan pulls away late, but I still take the Pirates to cover.
Philip, you going with the Pirates or are you taking the Wolverines?
No, I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon here. I'm taking the Pirates. I think it might be a little more lopsided than what Joe's got it. I'm thinking might be like 49-17. 42-10. Actually, I'm gonna go 42-10. That's what I think the Pirates only scored twice.
Yeah, it's 32. You're still there.
Yeah, 42-10 Michigan.
Yeah, I mean ECU could lose 42-7 and cover. So I mean it's very within the possibility of covering. Looking at the over/under, Vegas does not think ECU is going to score much at all. Obviously, the 6.5 team total that is nothing. But I say the Pirates find a way to score, and we all do because everybody's got the Pirates scoring. All right, non-ECU games, a lot of good games to pick from. Of course, we've already had the Thursday night games go by. We all know those results, of course. UTSA at Houston. This is a fun game, guys. UTSA is a 2-point favorite going on the road at Houston. Last year, I think they played like multiple overtimes, and Houston emerged victorious. Revenge game, UTSA. I'm going Roadrunners win by double digits.
Ooh.
Cover.
Double digits is a bold take, especially with the line being -2.
Well, luckily it's not my lock of the week, so I don't have to stick with it.
It's just for the sake of keeping a tally because winning is amazing.
Right.
I'm going to take UTSA on the road also. Give me a touchdown for them. I'd put it 6.5 more than the -2 there. I'm a huge, huge believer in the Roadrunners. I said that 2 weeks ago when I talked about the American preview. I think that they are a team to behold, and I think their offense is too powerful.
And this is Houston wearing those sweet jerseys, or was that just a real?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know when they're pulling those out.
Honestly, if they wear those uniforms, I might change my pick. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Philip, who are you going with?
Right after you talked to Coach Godwin on Wednesday about uniforms not mattering, he's over here talking about darn uniforms.
That's baseball.
This is that's baseball.
My bad. Wrong sport.
This is college football spreads.
Coach
Uniforms
Prime
mean everything.
always said, look good, play good, feel good.
There you go. I do really like UTSA this year. I think they're having a phenomenal year. I think they're going to win the conference. But I think Dana Holgerson knows this is his team's first game as a Big 12 member, and he's going to get those boys up. I'm going to go with the Cougars.
There is not a coach I dislike more than Dana Holgerson. I was pretty mad. I'm supposed to be unbiased in the role we're in, but not a fan of Dana and the way that he laid it on. Again, they didn't do anything wrong, but I just wasn't a fan of Houston coming in and beating ECU because I really wanted ECU to win that game.
That's fair.
I'm not a Dana fan.
My hatred's completely different. Dave Doran, no hesitation, no stop. I'm still mad he put up the pirate hooks after trying to ice Jake Verity in 2018. So, Dave Doran hate club right here.
He should have had to eat those words. If Jake Verity was still on the team, he would have.
Yeah.
Or eat that sign, I should say. Colorado and TCU, 20.5-point spread. This should not be a competitive game, is what Vegas is saying. Colorado has 10 players returning from last year. Deion Sanders has just completely blown it up. TCU, new quarterback, but obviously coming off a great year. Do we think the Buffaloes cover on the road in this opener? We'll let Philip start this one.
Is my dad going to listen to this program? Because he's going to hang me for this answer. I think Coach Prime gets the doors blown off him in his first game. I think it's horrible. I don't think it's remotely close to 21.
I'm with you. I think TCU wins by 30 plus. Joe?
Yeah, I agree. Sonny Dykes is going to absolutely unload the book on Colorado, and you can bring in as many players as you want. If you have no chemistry, it's bombs away.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's going to take time for Colorado to get things going, so I'm going TCU to cover there. All right, North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the marquee games on Saturday evening. UNC is a 2.5-point favorite in Charlotte against the South Carolina Gamecocks. We still don't even know if their receivers playing, I don't think, at this time. Not sure if that's been ruled on yet. I'm going South Carolina, guys, here. UNC is ranked, preseason ranked every year for some reason. And I think they're going to fall right out of the polls. Joe.
I'm absolutely torn because in my house, if I pick Beamer over Mac Brown, I might as well find a new place to live. So I'm going to lean to Drake May. I'm going to lean to the Tar Heels. Beamer ball is there, but I don't know if it's there to stop Drake May, who could be the number one pick if Caleb Williams kind of decides to not go to the Cardinals. So I'm going to lean to the Tar Heels. Give me 3 points there. I think it's close, though.
Yeah, I say last play of the game. Game-winning field goal, Carolina. The real Carolina.
Y'all disgust me.
Yeah. Hey, man, I grew up a Duke fan. I really do hate Carolina.
I still can't pick South Carolina either.
Yeah. That was another game that should have been in East Carolina.
Sorry,
victory.
Philip, not to rant on you at all, but, I still can't stand Frank Beamer because of that. It's not his fault, but still.
All right, Sunday night, LSU, Florida State. This game is in Orlando. I don't know if that matters. I don't know why they're just not playing it in Tallahassee.
It's the what is it now? The
kickoff,
Camp Cure something kickoff bowl.
I don't know.
It's one of the kickoff ones.
It's not Camping World because that's
Camping World.
Okay,
Camping
I was
World
about to say
kickoff
because
bowl.
that's the bowl game they sponsor in that.
No, they have both now.
Oh my! I can't keep up with all these darn bowl games. Conversation for another day.
All right, Florida State. So they won last year, right, on the missed kick?
Yes.
Because Slade Roy was snapping.
Yeah, was it missed or blocked? Whichever one.
Whatever happened.
But missed.
They won and they lost in ECU fashion. That was good. Just to be fair, I mean, just call it like it is. LSU revenge game here. Tigers romp Florida State. So much preseason hype for the Seminoles. I'm tired of it. I think all this talk about Florida State being better than Clemson is crazy. This is the Clemson revenge year. I know we're not there yet, but give me LSU because this is the LSU revenge game. I'm a big revenge type of guy, so I'm going LSU here. Joe.
I see that. I see you're a big revenge guy, so circle that on the calendar for when FSU
Don't come
plays
at me or you're
Clemson.
gonna feel it.
It'll be early. I go LSU as well. I think Norvell's done a great job trying to turn that program, but I think Brian Kelly has too many experienced players that he kind of inherited as well as going to get some of the guys he needs to. I expect Jaden Daniels to play great against FSU's limited front. I know they have some big guys, but they're not necessarily the best pass rushers like the SEC has seen, so I still give it to the Tigers.
I think the Noles are posers. I'm going Tigers.
That's what I'm talking about. Noles are posers. I really do think they'll have a good year, but they won't
consensus.
They won't win the ACC. All right, Clemson at Duke. This is the Monday night game, I believe. Duke is going to be rocking with no Duke fans and all Clemson fans.
Duke fans.
Clemson is a 13-point favorite. I like this line a lot. You know, I don't want to start this, Philip. We're gonna throw it on you. This is your you grew up the Duke fan, right? So
yeah.
What are you gonna do here, man? This is tough territory for you.
It is, but with it being 13, honestly, that's a little closer of a line than I thought it was going to be. So I do think Clemson covers. I think Duke keeps it competitive. I think they proved in this game that they are. Last year was not a fluke, that they can be an 8 or 9 win team this year. But I'm going to go Clemson. They're up 10 late, score a touchdown to put it away and win it by 17.
Joseph?
I lean the same way. Mike Elko's offense has been something to kind of keep an eye on, but I still think Clemson is too experienced in the back half. I mean, all these different coaches who have now come and gone and came back again. So I give it to Clemson also. I say 17 as far as the win goes. Probably late field goal just to kind of put them away.
I really want to pick Clemson to cover here. Duke they always seem to surpass expectations under Elko. But you know what? Clemson, everyone's writing them off this year. This is the Clemson revenge year, and so I think it starts on national TV Monday night.
I was about to say, you can't pick Duke to cover after your FSU Clemson rant.
I thought about it heavily, and then I was like, I can't do that. I just can't do it. So I'm going Clemson. They win. So the picks are in. We will see what the results are next week. We'll tally them up, and Philip's taking notes, right? You got it all saved?
Yeah, it's all right here in a even in Google Docs. So if something happens to my computer, God forbid.
There you go. Next week we'll make some NFL picks as well, and we'll do a handful of games in each league, or in the NFL, and then in college. I don't even know if you can call college a league at this point, but whatever. It's basically becoming one.
It's a super league at this point.
Yeah. All right, let's get our final break in. We'll come back. We'll wrap up, get final thoughts. ECU, Michigan. How the Pirates can return that punt for a touchdown and get on the board. We'll just break that down on the other side. Hoist the Colors, 94.3 The Game. We'll be right back.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You can't name a lot of things that I didn't do. Stack of paper like a book, not a Kindle. You outdated, I'm the one they getting into, and I don't break a sweat. Let's get it, 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 let's get it. Child, please, I don't need a towel, please.
Are you game day ready? Anson Belt, the official belt of ECU Athletics.
Are you ready for a digital hair color revolution? The Color Master Factory by Chi and LG. A masterpiece of innovation, unlimited color formulations, limitless possibilities. Long-lasting color. Chi.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
What's happening?
Tell me what's happening. Every ECU fan's one stop for all things ECU athletics. This is Hoist the Colors with Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back into the show. We're wrapping up Friday's edition of the program. Game week is come and gone for the most part, almost here. Game time is almost here. Joe Sampson in the studio. We got a few minutes left, Joe. Will we know by the end of the first quarter if it's going to be a game on Saturday?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you'll just tell from the first drive, whether it's offensive or defensive, just how the guys are kind of playing towards the energy or kind of letting the game get to them, or if the crowd's going to be a factor itself. I mean, that's really going to be a huge takeaway in the first 5 minutes. If it's a long, sustained drive for Michigan, kind of beating down ECU's defense, could be completely different than if it's a bombs away, kind of, okay, one-play touchdown drive.
When we had the discussion Thursday, would you receive the opening kickoff if you win, if you're East Carolina?
I heard this. I'm so glad you brought it up. Absolutely. And that's because as an offensive coordinator, you always have your set first drive. Like, you know what you want to do. You know what you want to get into. You want to know the formation, what side of the ball you're on. I think Donnie K has that circled, and he's itching to call it. in the big house.
Yeah, and I think if you're a play caller, you relish that opportunity, especially when the game's 0-0. You have the chance to set the momentum, kind of set the stage. So, and like I mentioned, I've seen ECU go on the road before, even in 19 when y'all played at State. That game ended up getting out of hand, but y'all went right down the field, and it was just Holton happened to fumble instead of score on that one play. Otherwise, if you score there, it really changes the feel of the game.
And it was close up until I think it was halftime when we kind of gave the ball away in the red zone there.
Yep. Obviously, winning the turnover battle, key to have a shot. Other big keys to victory, or to have a shot to win for East Carolina for you.
Yeah, control the turnover battle. I mean, you always hear it from every head coach. It's coaches speak, but you have to win it. ECU hasn't committed a turnover since Tulane. You talked about that on Thursday as well.
That's crazy.
So if you can continue to do that and take care of the football, you put yourself in a very good position to win. And then if you can kind of steal the possession away from Michigan or force some kind of big play to take advantage of momentum, that'll be huge for them as well.
All right, Joe, we've made it. We've made it through game week. Appreciate your time.
Another week of not getting fired.
That's true. I think you're officially cemented at this point. I think he's going to be a part of the show.
Wow.
We get a lot of good feedback every time I post the show on HTC. People are like, this Joey football guy is good. So
all right. Wow.
Keep
I'll
it going.
have to make sure I pay them after this.
Don't let it go to your head.
No, gosh, no.
Philip, I appreciate you producing. I'm getting tired of talking. Football is almost here, so we're about to kick it off. And we can finally quit talking about preseason storylines. And the next show we'll be talking about a game. We will be here Monday, by the way. It is Labor Day. We're not taking a holiday off when we have a chance to talk about football. So we will have a show Monday at 12 noon. We'll see you then after ECU in Michigan. You've been listening to Hoist the Colors.
This has been Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo. Tune in weekdays at noon for all things ECU sports. Get a recap of the show at 943thegame.com, on Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere you get your podcasts. We're back Monday with more of Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
R&D Brewing is proud to partner with the ECU Pirates, and now you can enjoy Pirates Brew, the official craft beer of ECU Athletics. Pirates Brew is a carefully curated light beer that embodies the spirit of ECU, a refreshing and easy drinking light beer. Pirates Brew by R&D Brewing is available now at grocery stores, local retailers, and at ECU athletic events.
Head over to your favorite store and enjoy a nice Pirates Brew today, or else you'll walk the plank. Hand me another Pirates Brew.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Just because voice over IP telephones are the latest technology in the telephone world doesn't mean they're the right choice for you and your business. Whether your internet provider is unable to support a voice over IP phone system, or you don't have a need for high-tech features and simply want to stick with a traditional system, Spain Telecom is here to help. Spain Telecom offers a variety of services to keep your business connected and competitive. We're confident we can find the right phone system for you and your business, a system that addresses all your communication needs. Looking for a new phone system that won't break the bank? In addition to new systems, Spain Telecom also offers gently used systems that are in great shape and can save you money. No matter your needs, Spain Telecom has a solution for you. Whether it's voice over IP, on-premise systems, new or used, give us a call at 252-353-2006 and let Spain Telecom help you with your communications needs.